So, with the release of Warhammer 40k 10th edition on the horizon, one of the things that I'm quite interested in is the Combat Patrol. So the Combat Patrol is a way of playing where you take the Combat Patrol boxes that GW make, and you can pit them off against each other. Now, if you've already got the miniatures in these boxes, then you could just make your army list using them. And yeah, it's a great way if you like an army, but you don't want to collect a huge amount of them. You could just get a Combat Patrol box, and then you got your army which you can play with straight away. And that's something I'm quite interested in doing. I always start armies, do a few miniatures, do a couple of squads, and then get bored and move on to the next. So, and then there's armies I do want to try, but I don't really want to collect 2,000, 3,000 points of them. So I'm really interested in this. And yeah, I thought I'd have a look through all the Combat Patrol boxes that GW currently do, and see if there's any that take my fancy. And I thought, well, why not share that journey with you guys? We can all look at them together. You might see some that you're interested in, and maybe you'll have some thoughts and opinions on some. I'm going to give my sort of brief thoughts and opinions on them. Now, I haven't really played much recently, so rules-wise I'm not really going to go into it. And of course, they're all having their data sheets completely redone for the next edition, so it could all be irrelevant anyway. But anyway, let's have a look. So I've searched for Combat Patrol on a GW website. It brings up all the Warden Patrols, so here we are on page 2, where it finally gets to the Combat Patrols. I've done them A to Z, so we'll go in alphabetical order. So we'll start with the Adeptus Sororities. And this is everything you get. I think that's quite a good mix, because you've got some they're really spread out on this picture, aren't they? So you've got some like Arco-Flagellants over there, and is that like got some Repentia as well, just sort of around here. That's really weird. But I've got all the sprues here. You get there's a Rhino as well. A lot of them do have transports, which is quite nice. But you got Seraphim as well, so you got a fast unit. And we go down to the exact. So it tells you here your Penitent, Canoness, Rhino, Repentia Superior, Penitent Engine, 3 Arco-Flagellants, 4 Repentia, 5 Seraphim, and 10 Battle Sisters. I think these are based off. Was there I was trying to go back now. Was there like a when their original release box came out? There was like some mix of stuff on sprues, or are they just giving you like random sprues of these? I'm sure they're probably some sort of snap fit stuff. I can't honestly remember. Let me know in the comments. I really like that miniature, by the way. It's just beautiful. But yeah, it's a pretty decent one. I don't really like the really small squads though. I like having 3 and then 4. They're probably going to get picked off quite easily. But yeah, not bad. I need to move my light up a little bit. That's just in the way. There we go. The Adeptus Custodias next. And I think I might already have enough miniatures in my Custodias to do this. I'm pretty sure I've got 2 squads of Sisters of Silence. I've definitely got the bikes, because I absolutely love their bikes. And then there's just 5 regular Custodias as well. Fleshed out with the Sisters of Silence. But there's quite a lot of miniatures for a Custodias army. And you got your bikes for your speed as well. I think it'll do quite well. No HQ unit in this one, unless they want you to use one of the Custodias as one. Let's see what they say down here. Yeah, they say their Shield Captain and Praetor they want you to make, and then have 3 Custodian Guard. That's fair enough. Or you could have a Shield Captain on jet bike. So that's fair enough. And that's a pretty decent one. But yeah, that's one I can already make with my existing miniatures, which is quite nice. So I do quite like that I can do that. Next we have the Adeptus Mechanicus. And you got your Catphron Breaches. Really cool miniatures. Pain in the ass to put together. So many little pieces. There's a Doomcrawler. Got some Rangers. I can't remember the name of the leader. Tech Priest, Engine Seer. Not too bad. Again, fairly balanced. You got your troops and your leader, and your sort of heavier guns And your Walker as well. That's not too bad, that one. And, you know, for 95 quid for a fair amount of miniatures, not too bad, because these are quite expensive on their own, and so is that, I think. I'm not going to go into all the costs and savings and everything, because I don't really know, and there's a lot of research and be sitting in it. This video will be really long. It's probably going to be quite long anyway as we go through all of these, but hopefully you'll find it interesting. And the Eldari one I'm definitely going to do, because I've got my Exodites army, which I want to sort of repaint and rebase and that, which I might do a video on in the future. But we've got some Guardians, Farseer, 6 Jetpikes, and a Wraith Lord. So I think this one's pretty solid. You've got a lot of speed, and it can put a lot of firepower. Short range, of course, but with the speed, that doesn't really matter too much. You've got your Farseer as well. I do really like this one. Maybe, if I want to be nitpicky, I'd replace 3 other bikes with maybe some Dire Avengers or something like that. Dark Weavers, something like that, maybe. It's a lot of bikes, isn't it? But I reckon they'll do pretty well. The Astra Militarum. So you've got a couple of your field ordnance batteries as a sentinel, loads of guardsmen, and a command squad as well. So yeah, it's 20 shock troops. I just wanted to make sure. Quite a lot. I'd have liked it if they'd have put a Chimera in there maybe, and just had 10 of the shock troops. Yeah, it's a lot of bodies. I feel like the Eldar one could probably just shoot them quite a lot. Like you get some bikes in, they put out a lot of firepower. They could probably just take down most of your guardsmen quite easily. Yeah, be interesting to see how these actually would do on the battlefield. But of course they can put out a lot of firepower themselves, as there is a lot of miniatures there. Feel free to disagree with me if my opinions are wrong on any of this, because as I say, I haven't played much recently, so I always like to hear other people's opinions. So we've got Black Templars, 17 miniatures in this one. So a lot of the Space Marine ones do have the Impulsor. We've got 5 Intercessors, a Crusader squad, and a Marshal. Yeah, I mean, you got one of your Black Templar exclusive squads in there with your Crusaders, which are really nice. I think if these were coming out just for this edition, I reckon they would probably put some Sword Brethren in there, maybe. I don't know, because obviously it doesn't matter too much having troop options now. Of course, that would make this a bit more expensive, of course. 5 Intercessors in there. It's pretty nice. I do like the Field Marshal. It's a really nice, yeah, Prime House Marshal. It's a really nice miniature. So, Blood Angels. Again, we've got an Impulsor. And is that 5 in? Is that no? It looks like we've got infiltrators or slashing cursors, some aggressors, and a librarian. Oh, so it's 5. No, it's 5 intercessors and 5 incursors. Okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah, so looking at it now, it's quite obvious. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the infiltrators slashing cursors. You can see it's got different colour helmet stars. Again, we've got intercessors in there. I think they're pretty much the staple of most Primaris armies. I'd like to put assault intercessors in it. That's what they should have done. Yeah, if they'd had assault intercessors rather than regular ones, that would have felt more Blood Angels to me. Yeah, even if it was just 10 assault intercessors instead of these guys as well. Yeah, I mean, of course, there's nothing in here to say it's Blood Angels. You could collect this for any Space Marine force. I guess they come with an upgrade frames. Yeah, but of course, for all these, apart from Black Templars, for all of these Space Marine ones, you can just collect any chapter you wish, really, which is quite nice as well. Technically, anyway. Chaos Demons, or Khorne, we should say. That'd be nice if they do one of these for every god. I'm hoping that in 10th edition we'll see more combat patrols, because there's no reason why every army should only have one. So one for each god would be nice, but for Khorne, there's not really much else you can say. It's pretty much what you'd expect from a starter set for Khorne. You got almost everything there. And apart from your cannon, which they could have took out some of the bloodletters and put the cannon in. But loads of flesh hounds, loads of bloodletters. Then you got you guys on the juggernauts as well, you blood crushers, and of course your heralds. So yeah, that's a really nice one. Lots of bodies. Of course, no range in that. But if they can get into combat, they are going to be deadly. Next up, we have Chaos Space Marines. Not too bad. You got your Hellbrute, you got some Havocs, and you got your regular Chaos Space Marines, and a Dark Apostle. Interesting that these haven't got a Rhino or something. They may have they could have done less Chaos Space Marines, maybe. It all depends how the sprues are, really. With the Primaris stuff, it's quite easy to have for contents to have 5, but with the Chaos Space Marines, you can't really do that, so you sort of have to throw in the whole 10. But yeah, not too bad. It's nice having a Havoc in there. There's a lot of long-range firepower. Like, you just think something like this could probably even outgun the Astra Militarum one. Apart from, like, their field ordnance barriers, of course. Moving on to the Dark Angels. Again, there's another one where you could just have it for any chapter, really. You got your Inceptors. And your Redemptor Dreadnought, 5 Intercessors again, and a Chaplain. Not many miniatures, only 10 miniatures in this one. But of course, Redemptor Dreadnought, quite a big miniature. Yeah. So no transport in this one, but you got your Dreadnought, and you got your speed from these guys as well. So it's not. I think it's nice to have a fast unit in these boxes. I think they're really gonna do well. So Death Guards, you can see 39 miniatures in this one. Fair enough. A lot of them are the Poxwalkers. So it's a big shambling horde. Again, I think maybe chuck a Rhino in there and just have 10 Poxwalkers would have been nicer, but yeah, that's a lot. Is that Typhus in there? This is in a combat patrol. That's going to be interesting. So he's the first special character we've come across. So yeah, he's going to hit hard. That's going to be interesting. And you got the Biologus as well. So there's two characters in that one. And a lot of cannon fodder. Could do pretty well. But again, it's a very slow one. Okay, the Deathwatch now. And again, this is another one which could be good for any chapter, really. You got a Lieutenant, an Apothecary. Is that just a load of Intercessors there? I'm going to say 10 Intercessors and 3 Aggressors. Pretty solid, really, if you want a lot of bodies on the ground. Again, they could have put an Impulsor in here. I also didn't want them to be too much like the others. But pretty nice. Interesting there's no Deathwatch veterans though. Like maybe have 5 veterans and 5 intercessors. That would have made more sense. Yeah, that's an interesting one. For Drukhari, so 2 vehicles in this one. Is that a Ravager and a Raider? Yeah, a Ravager and a Raider. 5 Incubi as well. Yeah, Archon. And 10 Cavalite Warriors. I really like this. It's interesting though, like why they've got the Ravager in there and not like bikes or some witches or something. But again, like, you know, they could do a witch themed one in the future. I think that'd be really cool. Maybe have some witches and venom and stuff like that. And succubus. That's what they should do in the future. And you could have a homunculi themed one. That'd be quite cool. Let's have some multi-part grotesques and all that, please. Genestealer cults are next, and this is quite a nice one. Lots of neophytes there. Some acolyte hybrids, some aberrants, and I can't remember the name of the vehicle. The Goliath Rock Grinder, that's it. Pretty solid, this one. I really like this one. I think I sold my Genestealer cults, unfortunately. Now I kind of... Oh, actually, or did I? I don't know, I'll have to look that up. Because I know I had a load of neophytes and some acolyte hybrids. Didn't have a vehicle, but it'd be a good excuse to buy one. Yeah, I quite like this one. Lots of feet on the ground, but you have got some of your bigger units as well. And the Goliath, which is just an awesome miniature. Really like that one. Grey Knights are next. I do like this one because you've got your Librarian, you've got your Terminators, you've got your Strike Squad, and you've got your Nemesis Dread Knight. I mean, that's yeah, you can build them how you want. I wonder if there'll be limitations on how you can build certain units, because of course you can build like 3 different units, I think, from these. Yeah, it's exactly what I'd expect the Grey Knights one to be. Spot on that one. I suppose my armies are quite limited with what they have unit-wise. There's not really much else it could be. Leagues of Botan, currently outstocked. I like the Leagues of Botan. I've started my own, and I'll probably build them up so I can do the combat patrol. I just don't like the Berserks. I'd have liked a different unit instead of the Berserks, just because I don't really like how they look. But the rest of it's solid. The rest of it's bang on. But yeah, I just don't like the Berserks as miniatures. But, you know, it's still a pretty decent combat patrol, that one. And yeah, I'll probably end up getting some Berserks just so I can run it. The Necrons. So what have we got there? We've got, looks like loads of Immortals, basically, and they can make the other unit, I can't remember what it's called. You've got some Tomb Blades, you got your Lord, and you got your, is it Doom Scythe? Night Scythe. Or alternatively, it can be built as a Doom Scythe. Yeah, Immortals or Death Marks, so you can do like 5 of each. So again, it'd be interesting to see what limitations they give you there. Whether you'd have to do 5 of each, or whether you could do 10 of one. I'd imagine they'll probably want you to do 5 of each. Interesting there's no warriors though. And it's quite interesting. You got Tomb Blades but not warriors. Still pretty nice though. I think I'd rather have the Immortals than that. Orcs. I mean, what's not to like in the Orc one? Just loads of boys. Your Warboss and Deathcopters and a Death Dread. And is that just a knob for the boys? I think it's quite large. Yeah. Yeah, so as you'd expect, loads of boys. Again, they could do one for the Beast Snaggers. Be quite cool. I'd like to see that. And maybe even like a Speed Freaks one would be quite cool. Just a load of fast vehicles and bikes. I suppose you can have too much in that, mind you. But that's a pretty good one, actually. Excuse me. So, regular Space Marines. Primaris, of course, but got an Impulsor. Got the Suppressors. The only box you can get them in, I believe. And some Eliminators, and then some Infiltrators, unfortunately. And then there's a Phobos Leader. Yeah, so you have Phobos Lieutenant, 10 Infiltrators, 3 Suppressors and 3 Eliminators. And a Impulsor. So yeah, this is when they done that easy to build box for all the I think they were just called, what are they called, Vanguard? Primaris Vanguard or something like that. They were all these easy to build miniatures, and that's a set that you could get the suppressors in. And they basically just reboxed it and chucked an impulsor in. Fair enough. Next up we have the Space Wolves. So, all Primaris again. Which is a shame. Been nice to have seen like their Terminators in there. Or maybe some Thunderwolves or something. There's nothing really Space Wolfy about it apart from the upgrades frames again. We've seen that with the other ones as well. Hopefully when Space Wolves gets updated, Blood Angels get updated, Dark Angels get updated, and they have Primaris, like their own special Primaris units, like whether it gets Primaris Sanguinary Guard or Dark Angel Veterans, hopefully they'll get their own combat patrols with those in. That would be really nice. Not bad. Not really a huge fan of this one. You got a Lieutenant, the Invictor, 5 Intercessors. Oh, 5 Reavers as well, okay. I think it's the first one we've seen Reavers in. Not a huge fan, to be honest. The Tao Empire. So we've got some stealth suits, an ethereal. I can't remember the name of everything. An ethereal, a cadre fireblade, a ghost keel, 3 stealth battle suits, and 10 fire warriors, but they can be built as a strike team or a breacher team. So again, be interesting to see if they give you any limitations on that. Of course, if you're watching in the future, you'll know. Not too bad though. Quite a lot of bodies there, 23 plastic miniatures. Lots of firepower, as you'd expect from Tau. Wouldn't do too well if them demons managed to get in combat with it, I'd assume. Next up, 1,000 Suns. And there's too many Zangals in it for me. Look, there should be just some generic 1,000 Suns. 26 miniatures, 20 of which are Zangals. There's no Enlightened either, it's just Zangals. Not a fan at all. And it might do alright in game, but just miniature wise, I don't know. I would pick it up to expand on my own 1,000 Suns if I ever wanted to. But yeah, I don't know. I'd rather just have the regular 1,000 Suns in there. But at least they got their Scarab Occult Terminators, that's something. And the HQ choice is just awesome. It's a beautiful miniature. But yeah, definitely not one that I'm too interested in. And lastly, the Tyranids. Don't know why I'm looking at it really, because I assume this will be replaced when the new stuff comes out. Loads of Termagants who are all going to get replaced soon. 44 miniatures. So it's a lot of Termagants. 3 Tyranid Warriors. And, was that Hive Tyrant? Yeah. No, 36 Termagants. 3 River Swarms. 3 Warriors and a Hive Tyrant. Which could be built as a Swarm Lord. Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. Why have you got so many Termagants when you could have some Termagants and some Hormagants in there? Or even have some Gargoyles. A squad of Gargoyles would make a huge difference for these, give you that speed. Yeah, not a fan. Hopefully this will be replaced with a new edition and they'll have a bit more of a balanced one. Or they'll just release this with the new Termagants. Who knows? Again, if you watch in the future, you probably do know. So yeah, interestingly there's only a couple that I would say I'm particularly interested in. I've already got like most of the Leagues of Botan stuff. I haven't painted it all, but I've got most of it, so I'll just buy some Berserks and some hover bikes. And then I've got that. The Drukhari one's quite tempting. Definitely going to make my Exodites into the Eldar one. But apart from that, yeah, not really sure. I'm hoping they will bring out some new ones in a new edition. And that might get me interested again. But yeah, certainly some themed ones for other armies would be really nice. I mean, the Space Marine ones is quite themed to that Vanguard Phobos armor. So maybe have one, like especially with the new Terminators come out, have like a first company one, have some veterans in there and some Terminators could be quite cool, or just a Terminator only one. We'll see. We'll see what they do. But yeah, I hope if any of you guys are interested in Combat Patrol that you've enjoyed the video and maybe there's some what you like, do let me know in the comments which ones you want to play in the new edition, or which ones you already have. And if there's any that you really think I should collect, then definitely let me know. But yeah, this video is a bit longer than I thought it would be, but I've quite enjoyed making it, and quite enjoyed looking at all these miniatures. This is a great part of the hobby, right? So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, share, and all that jazz. And I'll see you all again in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. You can also click that bell icon to be notified when a new video has gone live on this channel. On the screen now are 2 more videos that you may wish to check out, and a link to our Patreon page also. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.